injure myself.
In hands, you are the dog owner. You're the dog owner.
I'm sorry, Rachel. You have to participate just like I did.
I have to participate. If somebody doesn't give me a lighter, I'm leaving tonight, and good luck running the show because it's going to fall apart.
I think the show will be fine. Yeah, I'm doing amazing. Wait.
You guys, we're all drunk.
We made content. We made content. Wow. To who? To who? Okay. That's not content though.
Take the final blow.
I didn't realize something. Trying to get playfully, like fucking hurt myself, injure myself. I didn't even realize. Can I have a lighter?
The fat bitch's ego is almost as big as her. What a shocker.
Ready, you too.
Holy shit, dude. I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. I'ma break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Primetime with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and tonight we have a spiritual episode for the ages. I want to first welcome on world-renowned, globally traveled, best-selling authors. You know them, you love them, and they are the great parents of State Representative Nate Schatzline, who's a guest of the show. Let's welcome on the one, the only Pat and Karen Schatzline. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
We're so glad to be here with you.
Thank you, guys.
We're fired up.
Okay.
I don't know if we're nervous, but we're fired up.
You guys should be nervous. You guys should be very
Always.
nervous. Now, I want to now welcome on our other guest. Now, you guys just saw a clip of her. She is Rachel from Fishtank, and she is very famous. Let's everybody give it up for Rachel. She's very famous on the internet, guys. You guys might not realize this. Got millions of views, and this was a very popular show. And she was saying that when she left the show, that the show ended up getting canceled. So were you right? Were you clairvoyant when you said that, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm actually a psychic on the weekends. Also a Scientologist, but also a Satanist, but I'll never actually give you a clear answer on anything.
And that is why I had you here. Great. You set me up. That's exactly
right.
why I
Yeah,
said
help
perfect.
challenge
Perfect.
this.
This chair sucks, though, just so everybody knows.
Okay,
Anyway.
well, maybe we can have you sit on the couch, but before we become
No, I'm too big to fit on the couch. I couldn't even fly. I had to walk here. I couldn't even fly on the plane because I was just too fat to
Southwest
seat.
is charging for, if you need 2 seats now. How do you?
Oh, I actually did fit in one, though, unfortunately.
Okay, we'll see. You're lying. I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
I know, it's
would've
great, isn't it?
I
It's
would have been very empathetic to that if you were not able to fit on an airplane. I would have said
Yeah,
that
well,
would be challenging.
being an actor is always fun. Anyway.
Well, I wanted to bring you here specifically because Karen and Pat are, like I said, when I give their resume, I'm not kidding, they're best-selling authors, and they're not only inspired by the Lord, they're inspired by better health, Rachel. And so I was wondering, how much interest would you have tonight as accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?
What the fuck is going on?
Do you have any
Sorry, am I allowed to
Language,
cuss? I'm so
pastors.
sorry.
Say no, that's fine.
I'm
We'll move
so
on.
sorry. Am I not supposed to cuss?
Oh, you can cuss.
Nobody told
Jesus
me
is
anything.
going to hear
I
it, but you
literally
can
just
cuss.
like walked in and I didn't even know where I was going, and then all of a sudden there's him, and then like these people, and like there's
Very
all-
famous
just-
people. They're not just these
No, I know,
people.
and I
Show
love
some
them.
respect,
I
Rachel.
love
Yes,
them.
yes.
No, I love them.
And their son is a very powerful person in the state of Texas. You don't realize he could probably have you deported.
You're
Yes.
beautiful. I saw you on the monitor when I was in the makeup room, and I'm like, wow, who are those people?
They are beautiful.
Rachel, and here's what I want you to know. We're honored to meet you. Here's our whole goal in life. Our whole goal in life is to honestly, and we do this all over the world, is when we speak and when we share, and we truly do authentically love people.
Yeah.
And so when you walked in, you actually remind me of my sister who's in heaven now, and just the way you talk, your attitude, everything. I love it.
That's why you are.
It's like
awesome.
family time. We're having family time.
We are having family time. And Rachel, that's why you are vivacious. That's why you're going viral. And so, you don't have to accept Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. I just wanted to ask because they could definitely help you find him if you had any interest. Maybe after the show, would you have any interest in that? Because being a Satanist, can you tell her, please, Karen?
I'm not a Satanist.
No, but Karen, tell her why that.
Alex, get it together.
Tell her some of the
Lock
demonic
the
stuff is bad.
fuck in, Alex. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Rachel,
So, Alex.
I do know what I'm talking
Alex,
about.
no, I can't hear you. What?
Rachel, the thing is, Satan is real.
I don't worship Satan.
Oh, by saying you're Satanist.
I'm a Scientologist.
And that's
There's a
basically the
difference.
same.
No,
Tom
it's not.
Cruise
No,
is
no,
a
no,
great
no.
actor,
You know
but
what? You know what?
kind
I'm
of
a
the same
Christian. I'm a Christian. All right. I'm a Christian.
You've been saved. Did we just save her live on TV, Karen? Have you ever seen that?
It's a miracle.
This is like TV, and it's a miracle.
I've literally, this has never happened to us.
Yeah, that fast. See, I'm telling you, the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Let me hear.
does.
We'll
Yes,
give you
it
one of our
does.
books.
I made it on the
Yeah,
fly.
please.
I'm
You
with
need to
these
restore the
lovely
roar.
people.
Restore the roar.
Restore the roar.
Please,
There we go.
Some of these books are great. They're best-selling books. Now,
That one's all about it when she was radically healed of cancer.
okay. So now that we've saved you, we can get the show on the road. Okay, now I want to ask Karen and Pat. I asked Nate. I bet growing up as a pastor's son was very difficult and probably a lot of pressure. Even though you guys are great parents, but you probably have to hold yourself to a standard that most young kids don't do, you know what I mean? So can you kind of explain how did you walk that line? Because obviously Nate's become incredibly successful, and there's other pastors, I'm not bringing up anybody, that their kids didn't have as successful of a life. So what's to separate your kind of parenting skills from other, successful pastors that, can lead a kid to a lot of pressure and make mistakes, you know what I mean?
So I was raised in the ministry. My dad became a believer when I was 5 years old, drug dealer off the streets of Detroit, literally worked for the mafia, all kinds of crazy stuff. So because of that experience, we decided I'm not going to preach at home. Meaning we were very, very close as a family, and we had guardrails, but it wasn't always easy. And it was, Nate, you see the firebrand that he is, he was tough.
Yeah.
And especially because I traveled 4 million miles. I was always speaking in other countries and other things. But one of the things that we just decided we would never, I wouldn't allow the church, I'm not talking about relationship with Jesus, the church to impact our home. We guarded our front door. We're like, we're not bringing anything in here, meaning politics, any of that other stuff. And so we were very, 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 very guarded of him and of our daughter Abby, because we just said, you know what? People's opinions don't matter. People aren't going to come at us. And plus we had fun. We weren't super religious in our house. We were relationship driven. Everything's relationship driven. But I'll let you speak to it.
And I think, there were times where, we're not perfect, of course.
Of course not.
Nobody's
Nobody's
Karen's
perfect.
perfectly fine. Perfect.
Karen, you are
Perfectly made.
But we were never perfect, but we just made up our mind that we were going to have relationship with our children. And when we came home, we didn't want them to feel like, and I'm sure they did at times, but we didn't want them to feel like they had to be perfect. We really set guardrails in our home. Like, I actually made a statement at a meeting one time, a women's meeting, that I promise I won't try to parent your kids. I don't need you to parent mine. So we tried to allow for that, for them to make mistakes, because they have to find their own way. They can't build the relationship off of our relationship with God. They have to find that relationship on them,
But with Nate, it took a lot of prayer, because
That's what he said. He said he was a little wild child, but he's not really not.
He knew how to push buttons.
But luckily he didn't ever do anything that bad, hurt somebody or anything.
No, nothing like that.
Really bad. So
we write about in our book, Rebuilding the Altar, how there was a war for his life because of what he would become. And he's got, he's a firebrand. He's probably the most conservative in the house, all the things. And he was telling a story the other night. I was at a thing that he was speaking at for his liberty and justice thing, and he said, my dad made me watch Bill O'Reilly every night. and so I formed his politics early. But at the same time, you know what? We just, we made up our mind that we would guard and protect and nurture, and not let the voices from outside come. Because I was raised where all the gossip, all the stuff, all the church junk, I saw it all growing up. And I hated it. Like, it's a miracle I went into the ministry.
That's politics in itself, right?
Yeah,
That's a whole different.
It's a miracle I went into the ministry. I had an encounter with Jesus at 16 because I hated the thought of ministry. I wasn't even a believer. And then I had this moment in my house as a kid, as a teenager, that shifted me and changed me.
But we came into our marriage from different backgrounds, because he was raised in ministry, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I was raised in a home that loved God and, taught us godly values and, all of those things, but I was not raised in the ministry at all. So that concept of, having to be a certain way or having to be perfect was not how I was raised. I was just raised to pursue relationship.
Well, and my favorite story about Karen.
But he got beat a lot.
Right, Nate, you
Yeah, he got, yeah.
I think that is, and you grew up in Alabama. Luckily, you didn't grow up in California.
Yeah.
Now, Rachel, kind of describe your parental upbringing. How were your parents? Were they
Non-existent.
What?
Non-existent.
Oh.
Well, I mean, my mom was sick. It wasn't her fault. She was sick from like the age of like 14 on, and so, you know, I mean, she was just actually in the ICU for like a whole month, which is fine. I'm used to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's basically, you know.
Where was your dad?
Gone when I was 4.
So
Yeah.
you were raised just by a single mom?
Well, I had a stepfather, but he had his hands full too, trying to help my mom, and just she was
Our moms are a lot alike. I had a lot of
almost
that.
dying all the time, and like it was really hard on all of us. It really was. So
Wow.
everything I know, I pretty much taught myself, and it's not anything against them. It's just they had their hands full.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really the sitch.
And so, well, how, I mean, obviously that affected you.
Yeah. I acted out at a really young age.
What are some of the things you did to act out?
Promiscuous, unprotected sex, just looking for love in all the wrong places.
Wow.
Just buying all my friends, like, and you know,
Buying your
like,
friends?
like giving stuff away to try to get them to like me. You know,
You have a good personality, though. I don't understand. No, I mean that. I mean that. Like, obviously,
you guys
you're
so much. I really appreciate
you're
it.
confident. You're funny. So I'm surprised that you would have trouble. You know.
I don't know. I was kind of an awkward kid because I'm diagnosed nonverbal learning disorder. So, you know, I would sometimes have trouble with like sarcasm and things like that. So when I was younger, you know, along with the ADD, it was a little bit difficult. You know.
But you know, as
I was a
people,
little weird. I kind of marched to the beat of my own drum. But as I got older, I really embraced that and I leaned into it. And then I finally became, you know, relatively happy, much happier than I was when I was a kid.
That's good.
but us folks with ADHD, we're actually brilliant. We're actually
Oh,
brilliant.
That's what I'm
Listen,
saying.
I
agree.
lived in the principal's office. I mean, I lived there. I did everything you shouldn't do.
Love it.
And it's not my fault the teachers couldn't keep our attention. And
That's
I want to go to all those
Oh.
teachers that said you'll never be anything and take them all the books we've written and say, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that's how I was. You know, I have ADHD, but also we have the ability to hyper focus on something. So we can be so driven and goal driven. And if you can get a person that has ADHD and get them a goal, something they can work towards, I think that anybody with ADHD can be incredibly successful. Now, Karen has an incredible story, Rachel. You might not know this. Karen was diagnosed with leukemia
Yes.
and was knocking on death's door. So can you explain kind of what happened and how you were saved from that? Because that story is so interesting.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, we were moving from Alabama to Texas, and that's when I started developing all the symptoms. You know, the joint pain, the nausea, headaches, you know, there was everything. And they sent me to every kind of doctor to try to figure out what was going on. At first, they thought it was lupus or, you know, Lyme
Lupus is
disease.
cancer, though, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
they
like-
just were testing for everything. So finally, they did send me to an oncologist, and I'm so glad they did, but because it was just not knowing is worse sometimes than finding out. So they sent me to an oncologist, and he did say, you know, that I had leukemia, and I just determined in that moment, just my faith, our faith, that I wasn't going to accept that diagnosis as my final, you know, nail in the coffin, that I just believe that God could heal. I know that God can heal. And I was just going to stand on God's word through that entire process. And a year went by. I mean, I had to go get blood work every couple
You
of
worked
weeks.
this whole year, though, right?
I actually traveled. I actually
Wrote books.
traveled and wrote books, but traveled more during that year than I ever did. And honestly, I think for me, because we're just such driven people, I think I somehow was in this place of trying to outrun the diagnosis. If this is going to be a diagnosis that I have, then I want to make the greatest impact. I want to do as much as I can. I want to leave a lasting legacy. And, you know, but at one point when I went in to pray, I heard God speak to me.
Yeah.
And
This is
say,
in Brazil?
No, this was before Brazil, and I heard God tell me that busyness is not a spiritual gift.
What does that mean, though? Busyness is not, so he's saying
That
you need to slow
sometimes
down?
I'm not going to get where I want to go through works.
Okay.
It's through
Well,
relationship.
that's always the debate, though, right? You know, isn't that the big, you know, theological debate? Do we get in by works, or are we saved?
But he loves us with such an unconditional love. We are his children. We wouldn't expect our daughter to work for our love.
That's true. That's a good analogy.
So what he was saying to me is, keep doing what I've called you to do, but that's not why I love you. That's not why I can heal you. That's not why I want to heal you. I want to heal you because I love you. And so I did go to Brazil. The doctor was not wanting me to go because wanted to do bone marrow procedure. And I convinced him. I said, I'm going because I don't want what you tell me to hinder my faith, because I'm going to speak to Brazil to 25,000 women on healing. Yeah. And so I went and was told I had to come straight in for bone marrow after that event. But when I got there, I went to step up on the platform to speak to all these women who were there just to have an encounter with God, to feel the love of God. And I stepped up on that platform and I heard God speak to me that he had healed me.
Wow.
And I went up and preached.
Exact same moment. I was at speaking in North Carolina at the Billy Graham Center, and my daughter's with me, and I'm on stage talking to all these pastors. It was a leadership thing. And all of a sudden I heard the voice of the Lord say, the storm is over. So I'm like,
when you say you hear that, they're like, you feel it. I mean, I know you hear it, but what do you hear? Like, how do you hear it? Because you're talking and hearing something simultaneously. I know that's kind of a weird.
No, it's a brilliant question, because I get that. I got a very good friend. He's a former Hell's Angel guy that travels with me sometimes. He's a pilot, and he said to me last week, he said, I just want to hear God's voice. And I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, it usually sounds like the voice of your father. And I said, but it comes from just constant relationship, listening, and then it proving right. Like I can tell you with Nate's life, I have so many times sat down with him freshman year of high school. He was a chunky kid, hadn't grown into his body yet. And I said, God just told me you're going to get 19 football scholarships. We got 19 football scholarships. Wow. All those types of things. Like every Christmas Eve, I write a word for everybody in our family. And I say, this is what God's speaking to you. Have I missed it? Sure. Yeah. But for me, the voice of the Lord always, man, it's a thunderous moment. C.S. Lewis always said it like this: God whispers in the good times and shouts in the bad. At that moment, it was just like the storm's over. And I'm like, where did that come from?
Wow.
I mean, I doubt it at times. I don't care who you are. And I'm trying to get off stage to call her. She's got 25,000 women that are just weeping in the altar experience. And I can't get her on the phone. And finally get on the phone. Abby and I are flying to Philadelphia to speak the next morning. And all of a sudden, she goes, listen. And I said, no, I got to tell you. She goes, no, you listen. And that's where.
Yeah.
And what did the doctor say?
Well, it started because the reason to answer that question as well, I hear God's voice, and it just sounds like, to me, I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my spirit. I feel it so strongly, and it's very difficult to explain. And even before I was diagnosed with leukemia, I heard God say, you're going to walk through a difficult season, but do you trust me? And in that moment, I decided I would trust him. And because it's not about, our faith is all about our encounter with God. We encounter him, and that's where our faith is built. But trust is all about his reputation.
Resume.
And that he's never failed us. He's never left us. Now, bad things happen, and a lot of people can say, well, did God give you cancer? No, God didn't give me cancer. But he saw it when it happened, and he said, I can use that to bring freedom to other people who need to see you healed.
Well, I don't know if you guys know my story. So my mom died, got COVID. They gave her remdesivir, and she died 7 days after that. It was very terrible. And then, I remember the pastor coming in and, reading her last rites, like she was dying. And I was really mad at God, Not that I obviously believe in God, and I was baptized. But I was really mad, But what's weird is ever since my mom has died, I can feel my mom. Like, I can almost.
I tell you a story about that.
That's what I'm saying. I can almost talk with my mom sometimes.
Yeah. I was climbing a mountain with Nate. We did this 14er, which means 14,000 feet up. We were in Denver. Nate and I went on this. Some of my corporate friends that I work with, because we own a health coaching company. We have
Rachel, health coaching.
But we're ministers.
Health coaching.
We oversee vetsforthecause.com. It's a crypto thing for vets. We do a number of different things, but we're climbing this mountain, and 2 hours into it, you get spread out on these mountains.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't breathe. 10,500 feet, you stop being able to really breathe. So I'm climbing this mountain with Nate. Nate's way on up ahead. And I start hearing my mom's voice. It's the craziest moment. She's like talking to me, and she had just passed. And, but I didn't mourn her because my brother had a heart attack right after that. It's a whole story. I didn't get to mourn her. You can't outrun mourning.
Yeah.
You gotta confront. And all of a sudden, we just start talking. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just losing my brain here. I mean, I'm worshiping, and I'm just like, what's going on?
There's thin.
There's thin. I'm probably like Christian cussing. I don't know. Like, and all of a sudden, we had this conversation. She said, you need to mourn me. You need to let me go. Because she died during COVID. And 2 hours in, I'm just like crying. I'm by myself. I'm a grown man crying on this mountain. At the end of it, all of a sudden, I see my son way up ahead. He was beating everybody. Nate was beating everybody in this race to the top of the mountain. I'm like, what are you doing? He can't hear me. I can't hear him. Finally, I get close to him. I said, what are you doing, Nate? He goes, I refuse to ascend the summit without my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I went, and I felt the Lord speak to my heart at that time. Now that's your future. Move forward. Here's what I want to say to Rachel. I understand. My mom, mental hospitals, nervous breakdowns, a lot of crazy stuff I won't go into on the program, but I know what it's like, what you grew up in. I grew up in that.
Yeah.
Dark days.
Yeah.
Coming home, the lights are out. You don't know the depression in the house, all the different stuff.
Yeah, dinner not at the dinner table.
Yeah.
The stuff. Same. And we were in ministry, so we weren't allowed to talk about it,
Right.
which was really jacked up. That's why I'm so anti-religion, and I'm all about relationship.
Right.
But even when she walked through this thing, Alex, man, I felt this roar rise up. That's why we wrote Restore the Roar of the book. And every morning I would cry out to God.
Yeah.
And then every night. Well, I didn't know that's when lions roar. But the twin sister of fear is lethargy. Once you get through the cancer, when that doctor walked in and looked at, tell that part.
Yeah, so when I got back from Brazil, I went in for the bone marrow treatment. And I just asked him, I'm like, just humor me. Just test my blood one more time before we do this. I'll do it. I'm going to do what you tell me to do.
She's down the street.
The bone marrow, this is a big procedure that, I mean, it's a big deal.
It is. And he was giving me the rundown on, how it was going to be painful, but then he joked. He said, but thankfully you've got the best,
Yeah.
So
right down the street. He's an
he's
incredible
amazing oncologist. And, but he humored me, and he took my blood one more time, and it took him forever to come back in. And when he come back in, he had like a big smile on his face, which nobody ever wants to see when they're doctor. I mean, like, it's just creepy. But, he walked in and he smiled and he looked at me and he said, I don't know how to explain this. It's been a year. He said, I don't know how to I don't understand it. He said, but your blood is completely normal. I don't know what to do.
You wrote her DNA.
I go every year. Still, it's been 8 years. I go every year.
Your blood work's perfect.
It's perfect, and he sends my blood work to oncologist conferences and walks up and says, read this file. And
He's like
explain this to
pre-Christian.
me.
He's not there.
Yeah. And
he's
so
like-
He's a Jewish guy, right?
I think
so.
Secular
He was
Jewish
pretty
guy,
mad because we
yeah.
didn't put him in the book.
Yeah,
but
he
Yeah, I
was
know.
like-
See, then he's definitely a Jewish guy.
But he's amazing. He's amazing.
awesome.
Yes.
he needs that name in there.
Yeah, listen, Jewish people are great people, but in my walk with the Lord, Rachel, I got baptized at a young age, but I'm not saying you have to accept, Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, but I do think personally the biggest problem in society that we have is we have a godless society. But then I also see what you're saying to these religions, where I'm a conservative because I'm anti-government, and then I see a lot of these organized religions are almost like a government. Like you look at the Vatican,
you're right.
it's like a government.
Well, denominations.
Yeah, well,
That whole thing. So I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. I think that's why I've spoke to 2 million teenagers. So I'm a rebel, and what I mean by
Rachel's
that,
young. Rachel,
And
are you
so-
learning?
so-
Wait, real
so-
quick, are you learning anything, Rachel?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Rachel, I'm sorry. No, I've always been the rebel of the preacher's kid rebel. I mean, kind of the mindset of
Bad boy preacher kind of.
that's exactly because I saw so much junk and the gossip and all that stuff. I used to say it when we pastored for this short season. We had a church, it exploded, and but I would tell people, hey, if you gossip, you're kicked out, because I hate people like you.
Yeah.
I would say that. You're the reason why. I mean, I would say that.
Everybody loves gossip, though. I know what you mean, but everybody loves gossip. So,
Well, I'm like, if you gossip, at least let me hear it. But I always, because I knew that God was real, but sometimes religion or Christianity can just go off the rails on all these different things, the government stuff and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, let's just keep it pure. So we've seen 2 million teenagers come to Christ. That's why I'm such a fighter, why I get ticked off when they try to change their identity. When teachers or culture or whatever comes out, that's why I do so much on apologetics and teaching about the fact that you know, the lie of the trans, the lie of the different things of sexuality and other things. It's all an attack to rob a generation of their identity. So I'm bold about it. You know, Romans 11:5 says, so too at the present time there's a remnant chosen by grace. Our ministry is called Remnant, meaning we'll stand when others won't stand. But we don't throw rocks, we throw ropes. We pull people out of things.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
I love
We
that.
do it with love.
With
We're
love.
like, we're going to love you back. She is the master of that. And she'll do it in Boston this weekend. There will be people that will not politically align with us this weekend in Boston. Or
Oh
the
yeah,
next weekend in
Boston
Orlando.
definitely not. They're going to be.
But I think when you show up and you're not throwing, rocks at people, you're literally just sharing the love of God. And when you present the love of God and people actually experience that, they are drawn to God themselves.
Yeah,
you don't
like a
have to
magnet.
force anybody to
I was
to do
speaking in
that.
San Francisco one time. I wrote a book called Why Is God So Mad at Me? It was my first book. And the whole concept, he's not mad at you.
Everybody in San Francisco likes that because they're all anti-God, right?
Well,
They're
well,
like,
check
God's mad at
this
me.
out. This really happened. So the whole book's concept is he's not mad at you, he's mad about you, but I confront all the lies. And it was a bestseller. But they were, in San Francisco, the trans, the gay, they were lined up down the street to meet me.
Oh,
because
wow.
I talk about the father's love versus the
Resonated,
orphan
yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hugging me. They're thinking. So that's who we are. I'm radically conservative and bold about it. We don't care in that sense. But I said to a guy in my house the other day, because I lead people to Christ all the time at my house.
Rachel tonight, thank
Tonight,
you.
Rachel.
Tonight, Rachel.
Tonight, we're
That's
rolling.
one more.
But I said to a guy the other day, he's a socialist. He was telling me how much he loved Mondani and all this stuff. And I said,
Oh,
okay,
gosh.
let's talk about this. And he was doing some tech stuff, or some AV stuff at my house. And by the time we get done, he's like weeping. He's like, dude, I've never met a conservative like you that isn't angry. You're just bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't argue with me. You just keep dropping truth on me. Yeah. See, I want to live somewhere between amen and there it is. And in other words, I want to see lives transformed.
Yeah.
And you'll see that in Nate in the house. He's the same way. So they may hate him on the floor, but he has people from the other party constantly coming to him going, hey, Nate,
That's how he's earning respect, by being more bold and being more unapologetic.
But then at the same time, they'll come and say, hey, would you pray with me for my family, that
Yeah.
type of stuff. And so you can separate the politics and just, because I have to be careful. She'll say, like, you need to turn it off.
Yeah, it gets like that sometimes because we
Yeah.
get, it's kind of almost becomes like sports teams. But speaking of sports teams, I want to take this segue. Rachel, what do you think about Taylor Swift getting engaged to Travis Kelce? Do we have that full screen number
pulling it up.
3? So what do you think about this news? And did you know that Taylor Swift, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, she supposedly is into the occult, kind of like you, Rachel. That's what they say. She's big into astronomy. And
I saw it at a game. They were doing crazy stuff.
did you see? No, I know you're
saw
laughing.
that
No, but did you
stuff.
know
I'm
her
like-
favorite number
I'm
is
like,
13?
literally.
No, Pat, listen to this. Her favorite number is 13. Listen to all this
Like
weird
an
stuff.
evil number?
There's something weird about
It's a
13.
devil number,
Yeah, it is.
probably.
It is. Yeah,
I don't
No,
know.
we
I know
don't know.
666 is.
6 is, but there's.
No, I don't know what
Well, this is what Rachel. I'm going to teach you real quick. I'm going to give you the quick notes. So 33. The elite people in power, they like this number 33 because it represents a third
Oh,
of the
the
angels.
Illuminati.
Can you start over? You're talking too quick.
Well, just listen real quick. So listen to all these weird numbers about 13. So she gets engaged to Travis Kelce, and they just talked about this on the podcast. 100 minus 87, which is Travis Kelce's football number, is 13. So that's why. So they even talked about in this podcast. They like that they make 100. Now, when she went viral for the Super Bowl, it was the 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs, her boyfriend's team. 49, 9 plus 4 is 13. And then it happened to be Super Bowl 49, 9 plus 4
That is the
13.
devil. That is the devil right there. And I do not
The bigger and larger point that I'm
support or
trying to
endorse
make,
it. I am
Rachel.
opting the fuck out.
Okay.
Excuse my language. I am so sorry.
You're excused.
No.
But Rachel,
No, I don't
Rachel,
care.
that's
What?
why there's people
What?
like this that are practicing the black
What?
magic. And Karen, I think when she says I'm a Satanist, she doesn't realize that she is playing with the occult. Can you explain
Who?
that? You, Rachel. Yes, you are. You're
She's
playing
dancing
with
with-
This guy over here.
She's dancing with the devil, right,
with
Pat?
demons. Dancing with
Robots.
demons.
You guys don't even have any faces. Like what's going
Dancing
on
with
over here, man?
demons.
Dancing with demons.
You're dancing with demons. You're literally doing
We're
the.
protected. We are protected by God. The devil is
They are
over here.
protected, Rachel. We are protected.
We are protected together. It's like a
Rachel, you may want to sit on the couch with us.
Yeah, you might want to be because
I know, but you know what? It might actually fall apart at my brain.
Okay, all right. Well, Rachel,
I can't even go there. I'm
Rachel,
sorry. I'm
so-
sorry. Okay, sorry, Santa. Sorry, Jesus.
do not apologize. Jesus doesn't need your apologies, but we agree that.
Actually, you're supposed to.
I don't.
Okay, I apologize. Thank you for the
Love her.
correction. I get it wrong sometimes myself. Engagement pics. So do we care that Taylor Swift got engaged? Yes or no? I'll start with you, Rachel. Yes or no, you care?
Actually, I really do. I think it's a really beautiful thing. And, you know, when I saw it this morning, it just, like, totally made my morning. And I don't give a single flying fuck about that.
Okay, then simple no would have been, well, Karen, what about you?
I heard her.
You heard from who?
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
Yeah. It's so crap because I don't understand why you think I care about that. Why would I care about that?
I don't know. It's one of the most trending stories on the internet. I bet you're young.
What the fuck? Who even cares
Okay,
about Taylor?
listen, they're not going to be accepted back to TBN. Let's try to drop less F-bombs, okay, Rachel? You're going to get us. No, that's the last one, Rachel. No more.
Okay, listen.
No, just say fettuccine Alfredo, like what is it?
Christian cuss words.
Christian cuss words.
He
Okay.
is the devil worshiper.
Okay.
He is the Satan.
No,
he is
not-
the one with
do
the
not-
crystal magical ball and shit.
Not me. Now,
Him. Can
now
I finish
I want.
what I was saying, please? Thank you. Taylor?
Okay, real quick. Hey, Rachel, real quick, got to pay the bills. And
right
actually, we really probably should block out the pastors too, because this is a bourbon ad. Jimmy, you did this when we had the
What was
pastors.
Jesus' first miracle?
That is true. I guess, you know, Jesus dared turn water into wine. So, all right.
I mean, it's
Suburban
Texas.
chase trends, flying ace chases legacy. This is Suburban the way it was meant to be. Bold, balanced, and unapologetically American. No gimmicks, no fluff, just real whiskey. Made for people who still believe in hard work, high standards.
I'm an alcoholic.
And are you an alcoholic?
Formally, yes.
Okay, we can't talk about alcohol.
Sorry, all right, I got it. Okay, sorry, Santa. Sorry, Jesus.
It's like
This is not addicting. It's totally safe, and actually, it's really not that safe. But it is very tasty.
The bottle's nice.
The bottle is nice. Whether you're winding down after a long day or raising a glass with good company, Flying Ace delivers every time. It's not about hype. It's about heritage and getting back to what bourbon was always supposed to be. If that sounds like your kind of pour, it's time to level up. Buy online at flyingacespirits.com and use the code BLAZE for free shipping. That's flyingacespirits.com. Use the promo code BLAZE for free shipping. Okay, now, what do you think about a lot of these pastors secretly big drunks? I'm not kidding. What do you think about that, those pastors that are, and I don't want to call anybody particular, I don't want to get you in trouble, but a lot of these guys that are big popular people and then behind the scenes they're party animals. How prevalent is that?
I think it is. You know, I wrote an article right when COVID came out, how the church had to be different after COVID, because it's not about stage presence, it's about his presence. And I think celebrity Christianity is one of the grossest things in the world.
That is one of the grossest.
It's gross to me. The only red carpet in the Bible was the blood of the martyrs. And what I mean, and the only celebrities in the Bible were children. And one of the things that I honestly believe with all my heart is there's a separation that's coming, the remnant, where, you know, the Bible talks about wheats and tares. And these guys that are, and I've watched a lot of these guys, I've been on stage with them, I've done things with them. And Nate, when he was a big youth guy, same thing. And we just simply look at him, and you know, your life speaks louder than words. And so Nate was at one event, I'll tell the story. Nate was at an event, a big thing out in LA. He's speaking at it, and there's all these well-known celebrity guys. And Nate was a big youth guy before he became a Texas congressman. And he's sitting there, and he comes in, and they're all getting kind of lit up before they speak at this conference. And Nate comes in, and he's like, we don't do that. And they don't realize who he is. And finally somebody says, who are you? And he goes, I'm Nate Schatzline. Well, the whole table, when they heard the last name, did this. And Nate goes, what? And I know the guys, all the guys, and they're well-known, real well-known. And they go, well, your dad's kind of the general. And Nate said, Dad, our lives brought conviction. Let me speak to this, though. Here's what I want to say to all those guys that are operating like that. You need to have a guideline in your life. Never embarrass the cross.
Yeah.
Never embarrass the cross. I'll never forget when we adopted Abby from China when she was 9 months old. We're flying home. 9 months old. God had given her a dream 2 years before. We went to China and got Abby. Flying home, and the Lord said to me, never put her back in what you just brought her out of, meaning a very dark situation.
Yeah.
We have a rule to be the compass. We have a rule to be the standard. Not perfect. God doesn't demand perfection.
No, just pursuit.
Just pursuit. And so when I watch those guys, you'll see it in their life because they really quit preaching the word. They just preach stories. They don't use the word anymore. Well, the word is the only. I mean, you can get up and read one scripture, and that's all you got to do. Meaning, The word does it all. It leaves you naked.
Yeah, you
Strips
don't really need to
everything down.
improv much.
No,
you have
no,
it. You
no.
have the script right there, basically.
The day of being actors on stage is God separating it. And I say that that's part of our whole message is enough. Yeah. It's about, we wrote a book called Rebuilding the Altar. It's about daily encounters.
Okay.
Not, you know.
Well, Pat, let me put you and Karen now. You know, obviously this is a comedic show, but I want to put you guys on the hot seat actually for 1 second. And this is a difficult, question. I'm going to see how you're going to answer it. Over there, Rachel loves Bibi Netanyahu, and she likes the bombs that he's using.
Excuse me?
Don't you? You're very pro Bibi Netanyahu, right?
I have no idea who the hell that is.
You don't know who that is, the leader of Israel?
What are you talking about?
Benjamin Netanyahu?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, this is the hard question, though.
Israel.
You see this
I don't know
debate-
anything. I don't
you
know
see
anything.
Okay, Rachel.
They know this.
Rachel,
I
if
told
you don't
them
know
that.
anything,
I told them I don't know anything.
We can let the
You're talking about
adults-
the bombing that happened?
Well, I'm saying we don't have to specifically talk about the bombing, but I'm saying, obviously, as Christians in the Bible, you're supposed to support Israel, but you see how there's a lot in the conservative world now where it's kind of Christians are becoming, I would say, more anti-Israel, but there's obviously going to be Christians that are always going to support Israel. So what's the truth on that? How much does Christianity owe, and how much Judeo-Christian, because you hear people say Judeo-Christian sounds phony, So from real people that are experts in this, what responsibility do Christians have to ensure safety for Israel? And I believe in, a two-state solution. I believe Israel should have the right to, support itself. But at the same time, you see this argument between Christians that it's not my job to support Israel. But then you see other Christians saying, it is my job. And I was told by God, in the Bible to support Israel. So what's the real truth?
So I'm going to come at it from Paul, the Apostle Paul, the greatest apologist of all time. Mars Hill, he goes up, he's talking to the Epicureans, he's talking to all the humanists, he's talking to all the nihilists, all this stuff. And he walks away with saying, but God is in charge. I'm going to say it like this. I am a firm backer of Israel. Genesis 12, I bless Israel. I always will be. And do I like war? I hate war. Do I think that Israel has a right to exist? From 1948, when they read Amos chapter 9, verse 11 in the synagogues, and it was, talking about the restoration of David's tabernacle. Here's how I believe. Do I believe the Jewish culture? Now let's go there. So we're talking about Israel versus Jewish culture. Now you have to understand, a good friend of mine, Sid Roth, he's on Christian television, Jewish guy. He showed me this one day. He brings up the Holocaust list, like every name.
Rachel thinks the Holocaust is fake, right, Rachel?
I'm sorry, what?
Weren't you tweeting about how you like Nick Fuentes and you thought some of the details of the Holocaust?
Kinda
I'm sorry, who is that?
Okay, never mind. I thought you tweeted that. Sorry.
So I had a Schatzline, is German Jew, the history.
They tell you about it?
Okay, and so 107 family members that died in the Holocaust. Let me just go back to what you just asked, because I'm dancing for a second, but not meaning to. I back Israel. Do I like war? I hate war. Do I believe that Israel has a right to defend what happened on October 7th?
Yes,
I do.
Of course, yeah.
Do I think that the mistakes are made in war? Yes. But when it comes to Israel, I'm 100% pro.
You are, okay. And I am too, but this at the same time, it's like you.
And I don't believe in two Palestine. I don't believe in a Palestine state.
Oh, you don't believe in a two-state solution?
I don't believe that Palestine's not even a real place.
Yeah.
So, and I
But
understand.
they were there. I mean, and I understand we say that's always the arguments like Palestine wasn't a state. They didn't have a leader, they didn't have a president. But we did know that people were there before 1948, right?
Sure,
I mean, so I guess this is my point, and I'm not even
There was more Israel.
What are you eating, Rachel? We're trying to have a serious conversation about Israel.
Rachel,
We're having a very adult conversation.
Listen, I didn't eat, okay? I'm hungry.
Open it right now.
He's gonna make myself at home. I'm gonna take off my shoes.
You can take off your shoes. If your feet don't stink, you can take off your shoes. So it's fine. Karen is going to be nice about it. She's not going to be a normal Karen.
Nate just spent a week with
No,
the
I'm not.
idea.
You like my purse? You didn't even notice. Are you kidding me? You don't even like
Let me
my
see your
purse.
purse.
Wow.
I saw it when you walked in. I saw the
That's so messed up.
fluffies.
Nobody
I saw
even
the
said anything.
fluffies.
Nobody even say, wow. You know,
You know what's going on
Hey,
in
what's
Israel
on your
and
phone?
Palestine?
Oh, what?
Who's that on your phone?
It's Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh,
camera?
we were just on that show. What's that show?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was on
Billy
Landman.
Bob Thornton.
Yeah,
I love Billy Bob Thornton.
It was
Shout
great.
out Billy Bob
I worked
Thornton.
on it one day. You'll see.
Remember when he had blood, like a vial of blood?
Yeah, that's That's
Oh, yeah, I
more
tried to do that with my
satanic
boyfriend.
stuff.
That's the most satanic thing I've ever done. And it didn't work out. I bought the finger pricks. I bought the kit.
Wait, you tried to do that?
Yeah,
So
it
you
freaked
are
me out,
practicing
dude.
the
Oh, my God! What are you talking about?
blood and wearing it?
What are you talking What
I
are
saw
you
that.
talking about?
I
didn't
think
even
Billy
think
Bob
it
is a
would
great
let me
actor, but
finish.
that was
Yeah, he
weird.
is great
That was,
I
but
didn't even do it.
But it was Angelina Jolie, but her dad is
Jolie.
conservative.
It's great. Her dad's awesome.
I said it, yeah, okay.
She looks like shit.
Rachel,
Anyway, what?
Where are you going? Don't lose the mic.
All these wires and shit. What's this?
That's a printer that we broke. And
Why? How?
When? It's a symbolism. It symbolizes.
Is that my life just broken down?
A
And
little bit,
shambles?
yeah. We're gonna try to return it to Target.
I really hope so. I need some Ozempic. Well, I mean, wouldn't that kill me?
Well, okay, let's ask
But it's got all the wild colors.
This?
Target
Rachel,
loves
you're in front
colors.
of the camera.
Yes.
They
Okay,
love rainbows.
Rachel, you're blocking my camera. Real quick. What was you just saying though? Gosh, I was gonna ask a question about. What did you just say? Now I lost my train of thought. We're talking about returning it to Target, and then.
I think it was the blood in the
Yeah, the
necklace.
blood vial. No, but it was.
Karen wants to get that from me.
It was something. It was something about Rachel, but Rachel, you're very distracting. So,
Rachel, we have tattoos. I have one that says Remnant.
see.
I regret all of them.
No.
Oh, we love ours.
Fundraiser, I get rid of every
You
single
know,
one.
that.
I read everyone. I
Guys,
started at
okay,
14.
Rachel. You know that one tattoo that you have on your arm is an FBI symbol for pedophilia.
Apparently.
Did you know that? I'm about to pull it up on the computer. Don't show it yet. Don't show it yet. 'Cause
We got to call the FBI.
this is real. This is real. FBI.gov. Okay. Do not get any on the pastors, please. Okay, hold on. We're gonna pull this up.
I didn't.
Why is the internet going so slow?
I'm so glad it's broken. I'm
but
so
that's a-
glad.
that's
It's
a
all
real-
broken. It's all, you know what? That is the devil right there.
That
I
is a-
told you.
that
the
is a
safe,
real-
The safe zone is over here, and the devil is
You know,
all
hey, principalities of the air.
here.
That's in the Bible.
except for you.
Okay, here it is. Here it
What's
is.
your name?
I don't know if you can see how big
What?
it is.
Nathan.
Hey, Nathan.
No, it's
that.
the
And
computer's just
these-
going
these
so
people. But you-
slow.
That's no, the devil's
That
over
is
there.
peculiar.
That's
Hey,
the devil.
while it's loading, we
Over
did get
there.
a super chat from Mr. Maven79. Rachel, it's Alex Jones 99. Can you tell Alex to bring Betty on the show? ?
No. Betty, she's an OnlyFans girl. We're not allowed to have OnlyFans.
She's not an OnlyFans
We're
girl.
not allowed to have. Well, she's posted naked pictures online. We're not allowed to have
She
that.
has?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She's posted naked pictures of herself online.
Like
dude.
of what?
Of her vagina.
I've never seen anything like that.
Well, I have.
Are you sure?
It's been in my
There's a
feed.
lot of things that are
been in
really
my
untrue on the
feed.
show so far, and I don't really know what to believe anymore.
No, but-
I think she's a good.
I know, but she, you know,
She has religion.
I don't know. Does
she's
she?
happy, she's
she
healthy.
urinated in a helmet and poured it on her head. Did
It
you
wasn't
see
real.
that?
I
Tell
heard
them.
it wasn't real, so.
How do I know that that's not real? Did she say underneath it, this is fake?
I don't know.
How am I supposed to interpret a
Do you
video
think that
of
my behavior on the Fishtank show was real? Do you think any of this is real?
You're
live in a
really throwing
simulation?
popcorn,
What are
yeah.
we talking
Was it on the
Wait,
on,
somebody-
the show? Was it pretty hyped or just?
It was insane. We should pull up some of those clips.
Oh God!
I mean, honestly,
Betty is one of my best girlfriends.
She wasn't
and
on the
is
show
not
with you.
a porn star, and she is not an OnlyFans model. She is an artist, actually, a legitimate artist who paints and makes jewelry and all types of beautiful stuff. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'm not gonna entertain it any longer. That's it, right?
That bag
That's
has
where
more
it's at.
popcorn.
Do you
in
have
it than
naked
it-
pictures on the internet?
that's the most
I have
popcorn
I have pictures
ever.
in heels, like my feet, like just like regular shoes, like because I like fashion, like
I'm
like
so
this.
mad that I
Yeah, we
can't
like
bring
your
up the FBI's leaked
The boots
symbols.
are nice.
Did you wear those because you're in Texas?
No, I wore these on the show.
Okay.
Where did you fly in from again?
Connecticut.
Oh, I got friends in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And you came all the way here for this show to bring.
To throw popcorn and to meet my idol.
Do you live in?
The Alex Stein.
I'm your idol?
Yeah.
Oh, he's mine.
No,
Right now
you're
in the
not-
moment.
You're not supposed to have idols. You're not your idol.
I know. I'm a Satan. Don't you get it?
Yeah, don't blame me. I'm not your idol.
So are we done with Israel?
Yeah, we're done with Israel.
Okay, all right.
We support
We
Israel.
support Israel. We support Israel. I'm just saying, it is that you guys see though. There's a lot of debate now. Between
Absolutely.
the
Nate
Christian
just
community.
went over last year and he was there privately, and we trained with the IDF for a week and went and saw all the sites and stuff like that.
I don't know. He went and trained with IDF. That'd be scary. I
actually
don't.
trained.
Well,
Whatever,
they
just
ran
kind of
together and all this
whatever,
stuff,
yeah,
and
like-
it was here's what I'll say. I think that war divides and war hurts, but at the same time, I believe I'm called to bless Israel. Doesn't mean I agree, and I'm going to tell you, I can go all the way back to the 1960s.
Well, the government's secular. You know that, right?
100%, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, if you want to see, again, family heritage, Jewish, in historically, but when you see Hollywood get destroyed, it is when it went from the Catholic League to it began to be run by Jewish folks.
Yeah.
And so we're not talking about, I'm talking about the nation, the blessing of the nation. And so there's like every culture has issues.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. Okay, now we can get back into something very important. Let's play shot number 4. Is Atlanta, Georgia actually Atlantis? God, I'm getting some great.
Karen was born in
I don't really
Georgia.
like that. Oh, you are?
I was born in Georgia.
Look, I think you might be born in Atlanta.
I only lived there a couple of years.
Where am I?
You'll see shot number 4. You're on a TV show right now. Shot number 4.
That's some of Karen's family.
So I think that's some black Hebrew Israelites. Now, is that
Oh, those people
true?
are crazy.
I know. What is that?
I've had run-ins with him in New York City.
Is that
I
possible?
don't even understand what's going on. I'm just so discombobulated and confused. I don't know if it was the flight, the lack of sleep, or what.
Do you take SSRIs?
No, actually.
You don't take any
No.
Prozac?
No, I take Wellbutrin.
But that's an SSRI.
It's not an SSRI.
Okay, what is
it's
it?
actually a different drug class. I forget which drug class it is, but it is an SSRI. I've looked
So
into
you
it.
do take an antidepressant?
I believe it would be an antidepressant, but not an SSRI. Yes.
What do you guys think about that spiritually?
I have no clue what the USSR was.
SSRIs
was,
are really bad.
Antidepressants, though.
Antidepressants.
A lot of these
Oh, listen.
antidepressants,
Well,
you mess it
could
up.
somebody
you gotta
tell
remember,
me? I don't think it's an
I grew up in a
SSRI. I've looked
family
it up
where
before.
prescription drugs was like king, so I run from all of it. I run from everything.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that.
And
I know
because
they
of
say
what I saw.
Wellbutrin makes you eat a lot. I'm not kidding. Have you heard that? I'm not.
no, I have,
I'm
I
not
have.
kidding. That is a side
I
effect.
have,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that to be.
Yeah.
And you know what SSRI
Yeah, but I actually
is?
don't eat. I just don't
Oh,
exercise.
she knows what it is.
Well, I mean, antidepressants, but I think there's a place for medical, for medications. I think there's a place for them under the supervision of a doctor when it is needed.
Like with like bipolar disorder or
Rachel,
something.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
This
Like
is gonna come
schizophrenia
up.
when
This
they
is
like
gonna-
That runs in my family a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Rachel, I don't want this to come across as rude because I'm not a doctor. I
Sure,
think
sure
take
thing.
it. But if you started taking care of yourself and
Yeah.
ate and exercise, I think your depression would go away.
Oh, definitely. Because I mean, I've done it before.
That's what I'm saying. So you've done it before.
Hey, we can help you. We,
You know what I mean? That.
we coached 500,000 people to
I'm
take
not
that
saying
test.
don't.
So depressed.
I don't think
I
you
just fell into like this depressive episode. It's no excuse. We have like complete control over our own actions. So I should take the accountability that I have made myself this way. I have put this weight on.
No,
I
you
think
can
that's the first
fix
step.
it.
Accountability, right?
See, I used to be 80 pounds heavier. I was 80 pounds heavier, and then
And
I
I
took
think-
back my health,
yeah.
and now we've helped about 500,000 do
And
that.
I do think when you
You've
have
lost, like-
somebody walking
I've lost
with
40
you
pounds.
that'll stay accountable with you, I think that helps.
Absolutely. You're 110% right about that. Yeah.
And that's what we do. We walk with people to help
Yeah,
them.
we help people.
And we love exercising. Do you walk at all? Have you been walking at all?
I've just been so fucking depressed. Excuse my language.
Even too depressed to walk. You know, they say you got to walk 20 minutes after every meal. You'll lose weight. They say.
I don't really eat all day long. I just eat once a day.
That's
I
horrible.
eat after 8
That's
o'clock
not
at
good
night.
either.
That's hard for you.
And then I don't
You're
exercise.
binge
I don't
eating?
leave the house. Yeah.
Why,
I wouldn't
why aren't
even-
you leaving the house, Rachel?
I don't know. I'm depressed. I'm depressed.
So you just don't leave the house. You're just online all day long.
Not really. I mean, not online all day long. Well, I mean, when I'm doing Fishtank, maybe, but yeah, like that's the extent
How's
of
your
it.
dating life, if you don't mind me asking?
Complicated. Which one am I looking at, by the way? This one,
This
that
one.
one,
Look at that one.
Yeah, that one. That one. That's where it's at.
Why is it complicated, though? Have you had a long-term relationship?
I've been in an abusive relationship for a few years now. And
Why'd you stay in
physical?
it? Yeah, why'd you stay in it?
you know, I'm one of those people that like hopes that, like, you know, somebody might turn around. You know, like I try to stay
But
optimistic.
Rachel, can I speak to that?
Sure, and that's why I mean, it's not his fault, but that's why I put all the weight on because I was being abused and
I
manipulated
just
for
want
so
you to
many
know,
years.
no one deserves to be mistreated. You are worth being treated well.
Thank you, I really appreciate
You
it.
are worth being treated well. You're worthy of being treated well, and you shouldn't have to stay in a relationship where anyone is mistreating you.
Yeah, I
You
really
can't
appreciate
fix.
it.
You can't fix abuse, and man, you got to run from that junk. And
Seriously.
and if it's
It's
a,
hard
it's a,
when you
it's a
don't have
guy,
anyone.
it's a gentleman.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I didn't know. I was checking.
Yeah.
And but then if he's abusive, then he doesn't. I have to use wisdom here because we're on TV, but except to say that a person like that needs to either have an encounter with God or an encounter with a bigger guy.
And
Right.
get his butt beat.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
But you probably, did you hit him back a little? Be honest, Rachel.
Have I hit him back? No.
Okay.
No. I don't punch.
ferocious. I
I'm
know
not,
you
I'm not
were
very
very-
strong.
you were very
I mean,
calm
I'm not
on
very
the show.
strong. You know, have I slapped him in the face before because he was like cheating on me or something? Yeah, absolutely. I can admit that. I can take accountability for that. I'm not gonna lie about it. But I've never punched him in the face or like socked him in
You
the teeth.
stayed
or-
with him after he cheated on you. Why would you even consider staying with him?
because I just mental illness. You know, and I don't know. I just had compassion. I married the guy after 6 months. It was stupid.
Are you still married?
No. We're We're divorced. And, yeah, it's just complicated. He makes my life a living hell. He won't.
Still?
Yeah, he won't keep a job. And I feel like his fucking mother. And there's no intimacy. And, like, it's a really tough relationship to be in. And I feel like I'm just stuck. Like, I don't know, do I stay with this guy and try to help him?
Run.
He's not
run.
He's not helping
Run.
himself. I call therapists. He lost his job last week. Did you know that?
Jimmy, pull up the clip where that woman said in a Christian relationship they don't have to have sex. I want to get the pastor's opinion on that clip.
But listen. He lost his job last week. I called the CEO of the company and I got him his job back.
How did you get him the job back?
I have no idea.
You called the CEO?
Yes, I called him on the phone.
Why would you
because
do that
he didn't
for
have
him?
the balls to call him himself.
Why would
so
you?
I called him and because I need the money.
Yeah,
I don't want to be homeless.
Wait,
you know?
so
And
he's
that's the
paying you,
position.
he's still paying you alimony?
No, like it's not alimony. We live together.
So you're divorced from the guy and you're still living together?
Yeah, it's my apartment. His name isn't on the lease.
This is
He
toxic.
stays with me.
Yeah.
I've been, like I have some money to put towards the rent, most of the money, but he'll help with like utilities or this
Especially
or that. So
Connecticut.
where I
It's
run
expensive
short.
in Connecticut.
Yeah, because bills total like $4,500, $5,000 a month, and that's just
On what though? And just rent? That's it'd be
just
a very
everything. It just nothing is free in this world anymore. I mean, well, nature, which I appreciate, and memories.
In
and-
a way, nature's not free because we pay taxes that pay for all
Yeah.
the parks.
Okay,
and
so
stuff that we
then I was right, and you're in. Yeah, all right then.
Really,
Okay,
they
cool,
say
awesome.
what is it? Tinstoffel. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
I really want to help him. I really want to help him. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Okay. All right, just real quick.
John Stossel.
Because my internet is really
broken.
Is
It's
kind of
broken.
broken. But this is a very viral clip. It got millions of views, and I just would like to get the pastors. It's like over 10 million
She's
views.
like, when's mass?
Okay, hold on. Just kind of get your guys' reaction. to
Okay.
this.
Can we all talk about Father Mike Schmitz? I showed him to my girlfriend.
I'm holding it like this so
Catholic.
it's near
She's
my
like,
mic.
when's mass?
What about the man needing sex? That's just a cultural narrative that basically says men are like animals and they have to be able to do this sexual thing, otherwise they're going to go crazy. And the reality is there's whole vocations that are celibate. And these are virile men, men's men. Some of the most masculine of men I know are priests. We need food. We need air to breathe. We don't need sex. It's
Right.
a gift of coming together.
I don't know.
And it's designed to bring life into the world.
I think the sexiest thing about a guy is like their self-control. And my husband has amazing self-control. So after baby number 4, when we started practicing NFP, it was like we couldn't do it sometimes when we wanted to. And that kind of made things a little steamier, like not gonna lie. It's hard on him too, don't get me wrong. People will say, well, oh, do you just do other things for your husband?
Well, so that was a huge viral clip. Just that clip. They kind of extrapolated. But how important is intimacy in a loving marriage? Isn't it very important?
Oh,
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
but we kind of have a reputation. I'll just say it.
I will just say this. We have been married next month. We will be married 35 years. And we have a very intimate relationship.
Every day. Look, we shoot for every day.
That's awesome.
And you want to embarrass Nate?
Yeah.
Ask him about that.
And
Because
But
we're known for that. We had these people come up to us at this big event, 10,000 people were speaking at, health coaches, and they go, "Are y'all the couple that's known for that?" We're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But
that's
I will
love.
But we
say,
love it.
but I will say, it's not because I feel like he has to have it or anything. It's because we truly do love each other and we want to be together.
You want to be
So,
intimate
yeah.
I mean, I cop a feel at every moment.
That is true.
See, I love it. That's a good.
I mean, I just do. I mean, if we're on a plane, I'm like, "Hey, be careful."
Yeah. And
At least he asks. That's great.
No, I usually don't ask.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't
so he doesn't
ask.
ask.
Yeah.
But-
Great.
But I think it's healthy.
But we're
good, it's
crazy
all
like
God.
that, and I
It's
just think
healthy.
that here's the deal. There's a term in the Bible. It's the oldest book of the Bible, Job, and it's called covenant eyes. And Job had covenant with his eyes. She's never seen me look at another woman. I never say stupid
And I don't
stuff
look
like,
at
"Well,
other
I'm
men."
not just because I'm on a diet, I can't look at a menu." No, I'm in love with her.
See, I agree with that too. It's like even I get in trouble. Like I've stopped looking at pornography, but I'm saying even like on Instagram, I look at a girl. I'm like, this is bad. Like I shouldn't be doing this.
Well, you have to have what's called. I teach this at men's conferences, and I'm getting ready to do a big one in Toronto. We're not, again, we can't be perfect, but for me, it's not something that's ever tripped me up. But I have bouncing eyes.
Yeah.
And meaning, if my eyes fall on something, I'm bouncing. I'm not staying there because out of
Well, you have
honor to
ADHD.
her. I mean, I'm like everywhere. Well, we have this term that she's always said to me for years, like any events, whatever. It's called in the moment, because I'm so ADHD
Always
that I'm out here thinking about
ahead.
this.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I would never disrespect her.
Yeah.
I love her too.
That's love. All right, guys. Well, the show's almost over. We only have a few more minutes, but because Rachel, we've talked a lot. I hope you've learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
Definitely.
Speaking to this lovely couple. Hopefully that you and I can both emulate them and be more successful. But now let's go to you, though, Rachel, a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
We played the Getting Milked. What others should we play, Brandon, of those? Should we just show the? Yeah, let's see the intro. So. The passion.
We're gonna have to go back and watch.
Yeah, you guys are gonna. I'll send you some clips.
I don't think you're gonna like it at all.
Yeah, no.
You wouldn't be surprised.
They might. They kind of like to see.
We kind of like Land. We like Landman.
Yeah, Landman's. But this is even edgier than Landman. But let's watch the intro.
Oh my.
Rachel has entered Fishtank.
I don't know if they want me to say. Like they didn't tell me what to do. Like they didn't tell me what to do here.
Reality
They just
TV.
throw me into these places. They don't tell me anything. Like I'm not big bone. I'm small bone. But look at these legs. Do these look like fat
You do
legs
have
to you?
small
Do these look like
bones.
I'm small. I'm not big bone. There's nothing big boned about me. All right. I haven't been trying to get on reality TV for 10 years. I said 10 years ago I predicted I would be on reality TV, and what happened? I did. I did it. All right. Already.
You did do it. Was it a positive experience or was it a negative experience?
False.
I know that's usually how it works.
Did you make any money?
Yeah, no. She probably cost her money, honestly.
I love Fishtank. Fishtank.
We love Fishtank. That's her. And
That's where it's at.
Rachel's a very iconic character from this life. One of the most iconic characters, but unfairly because of the government shutting it down early because we didn't have the proper permits. I know it's her 5th year doing it, but they kind of caught on to what was going on. And they literally had city council meetings, town council meetings. Because
what town?
We have.
Well, I don't even want to say the town. I'll tell you off camera. But privately, like Rachel would have fans, but fans would call and do wellness checks on every person in the house too. So the cops were called constantly. So it got to where the cops started complaining, and the city basically shut it down. But Rachel, I think you're going to get another bite at that apple sooner than later. Would you go back on the show for season 6? Is it up to season 6?
5.
Season 5, excuse me, season 5.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And I would hope that I would be able to
hang out at the house.
Yeah, no, you guys are not allowed.
No, they are invited, actually. You're not invited. How about that? You're not invited. I know why? Because you worship Satan.
No,
You know that?
you're the Satanist.
You
Okay,
You drink blood. I know all about you, Alex Stein.
Okay, but
I see you at those city council meetings. I see you. That is the devil. That is the devil that you waste.
Maybe a little bit. It
know
is.
that?
But I did
No,
like
that
when
is
you
the
interrupted
devil.
MSNBC.
Yeah, everybody loved that.
Devil.
Okay, real quick though, we only have about 3 minutes left.
Fine.
Do you
Let me-
want to? You did accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Do you want to do it one more time, just to
You want me to say that I accept?
Because they just said it's not necessarily just works that get you into heaven. So you could have had a tumultuous life, but if you accept the Lord as your Savior, Jesus Christ, you get in.
I believe in God. I just don't know who He is.
I'll tell you who he is.
But I speak to God. I have a relationship with God. I
believe that, but here,
not like,
so
you know,
because
like a fucking
everybody
Satanist
believes
or
in
something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a
everybody
joke.
believes in a higher power, but only
It's a joke.
Jesus, who was the ultimate lamb, led to the slaughter, who the Bible says in Romans 8, he became me on the cross, so I become him in the world. And literally, he loved you enough to say, if it was only Rachel, if it was only Rachel, I'd do it all over again. And that's so authentic and it's so real that brilliant scientists, and I study the brilliant scientists, they all say it is an absolute fact that he lived, that he died, and we believe that he rose again. I'm just saying, Bible says you just got to ask him into your life. So yes, we all have this God concept out there, but it's only through Jesus.
Yeah.
That's it.
top 3 apostles.
Pardon?
Who are the top 3 of Jesus' 12 apostles? Who is the top 3?
I would say Simon Peter, and I'd say, really 4. Simon Peter, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
Of course, the Gospels. Gosh.
Is there any way that I can intercept since we have like 1 minute left?
Yes, please.
So I guess I have a little bit of trouble accepting like Jesus as my God because I have a very close, I guess you could say like a friend or like kind of like a relative who's in really bad religious psychosis right now. And is like
That
literally,
happens.
like literally has stapled like has like this big wooden cross like just like made out of like this random wood like on the top of his garage.
That doesn't seem
No,
that
but no, you don't get it. I don't even have time to explain. It's like I can't even begin to explain. It's just really bad. It's like just a really bad situation.
You can be like over spiritual.
Yeah,
but
you can absolutely
No. It's really bad. Like scary. Like
Is he doing something bad? Like, is he just reading the Bible all day? That doesn't seem that bad.
No. I literally can't. But could you? What I'm trying to say is, could you understand maybe my hesitation because I'm afraid of
But
him?
hopefully you've seen with us, because I just believe I have this term. And it's called I want to be a mobile upper room. That's where God poured out His Spirit in the in the New Testament. Acts chapter 2. I hope you felt with us just authentic.
No, absolutely.
Not
Karen
that.
had a horrible leukemia.
No, I know, and that's the story is like incredible.
But Rachel,
I'm going to be thinking about it for
I
the rest
want
of the
you-
night.
Okay, look, Karen's
I'm
gonna.
think about it for the rest of the week.
No, look, Karen.
Beautiful thing.
But Rachel,
You need this. That's her book.
I
That's called
do want,
Dehydrated.
I
That's
do
her
want,
book,
and the
Dehydrated.
reason I want to give you that is because all through that book I talk about encounters with God.
Will you sign
And
it? Will you put
I
it
will.
in
I will
message for me?
absolutely sign it.
We have this pen. I don't know if you have a
The
better
reason I'm
marker.
telling
I
you
got a
that
marker.
is I want you
Just
to
write
know
something for me that
that
comes
it
from the
doesn't
heart,
matter
so I can
what
look
you
at it.
came from. It doesn't matter what kind of childhood, what kind of trauma. All I know is that God accepts you like you are, but He refuses to let you stay where you are. He wants to take you on a journey to freedom.
Yeah.
And He loves you that much that He will meet you right where you are. You don't have to be weird. You don't have to do any kind of super religious activities or
Yeah.
anything. All you have
Just
to do
authentic.
is say, I believe I accept you into my heart. And He will take you and walk with you. You'll never be alone. He'll always be there to wrap His arms around
I'll say this one last thing. Jesus' business card is come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. That's His business card.
That's a great business model. I mean, literally, I think it is one of the best business models. And Rachel, before we go,
What is it now?
I think I learned a lot about you. You learned a lot about me. We all learned a lot about each other. So I just want to say, change is hard. It can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary sometimes. So, like, if you're in a bad relationship or something's not going good, I think change, even though it's uncomfortable at first, is we should put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. It makes us tougher, stronger, and makes our next challenge that much easier. All right, before we go, though, Rachel, how can people find you and support you?
You mean like my socials?
Yes, like your social.
So my Instagram's @theofficialrach. My Twitter is, or X is Rachel_Ahavah. Ahavah spelled AHAVAH. And I'm also streaming on Fishtank.live, which is a live streaming platform, which is pretty crazy at times, and we don't exactly align, but I enjoy what I do. So that's really the entirety of it. And I'm trying to start a podcast. We'll see if I can finish it.
You can do it.
I'm
You
so
can
ADD.
do it. You can do
I
it
have
with-
terrible equipment.
You don't even need
And I
nice
breathe into
equipment.
the mic because I'm so fat. You can't understand what I'm saying. I, like the enunciation and everything.
Have you noticed that in my 600-pound life, they always have a boyfriend or girlfriend, even if they're like 600 pounds?
How does that happen?
I don't know, but have you noticed that same thing? They always have a lover, even if it's a fat guy or fat girl. They always. I'm
I mean, Are you
serious.
trying to say?
I'm not saying you're there, but I'm
that's
just
what's
saying
going on
if
in
they
the
can
It's
do
the
it.
same thing on little people.
Yeah, there's little people. They always have a
little
good-looking
people.
things. Okay, before we go, Karen, Pat, how can people find you guys and support you?
RaiseTheRemnant.com, RaiseTheRemnant.com, or @Pat Schatz, SCHATZ, or @Karen Schatzline, KarenSchatzline. And we're on Facebook everywhere, and Twitter and Instagram.
Amazon as well, guys. If you guys want to get any of the books that were mentioned there, you can go on Amazon.com and buy them. And I know that you guys would obviously appreciate that. And everybody go vote NateForTexas.com. We love Nate Schatzline. He is running again. He's got a tough battle, always a tough battle. You know, he always having to rerun. So everybody go support Nate, support Rachel, support Pat, support Karen. And
We love you, Alex.
we love you guys. All right, guys, we end the show the same way every time with a freestyle finale. So do we have anything gospel music? No. We don't. All right.
That is the devil.
All right, Rachel, you are safe. You're going to heaven when you pass away. God doesn't care if you're gay. Just
Not
him
gay.
in your heart today. We're going to heaven thanks to these two great people. Are you excited? Are you excited? Eternal salvation! Eternal salvation! We love you guys. All right, that's
real
real
life.
We're going to see you guys in heaven one day. Hopefully not soon. We want to live for a while. But one day we're going to meet you guys
Rachel's
there.
Rockers.
Rachel's
Over
Rockers.
now.
Everybody go support Karen and Pat. They're the best. All right, guys. We love you. Peace and good night.
Dude.